guys, it's Shay. Today I want to take a minute and talk to you about breakups. Lately, a lot of my friends have been going through them, and of course they're having a really hard time, which is totally understandable. Breakups are one of the worst things you can go through in life, whether it's a divorce or boyfriend and girlfriend. It doesn't matter if you're 12 or if you're 70. A breakup is a hard thing to go through. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the things you can do to help get you through a breakup, and some of the things that you may or may not want to do when you're thinking about either getting back together with someone or jumping into the next relationship. First off, when you break up with someone, you're heartbroken. A lot of times people spiral and end up doing something really detrimental, like drinking a lot or falling into bed with an ex or sleeping around or doing something really destructive. Naturally, that's something that you want to try to refrain from doing. We all do something stupid at some point or another, but going back into something that is going to ultimately end up hurting us isn't necessarily the smartest thing to do. Yes, you want to have a night where you get drunk and have a pity party. Totally understandable and acceptable. You just went through a hard time and you're having a hard time coping. But what you want to do is don't focus just on what happened with the fight and how the relationship ended. What you want to do is don't pick up the phone and start calling him or texting him. Every time you feel the need to do that, you text a girlfriend or you call a girlfriend or you go out and you get yourself busy and do something fun. Take a painting class, go out and take a kickboxing class and kick some ass in that, or do something to keep yourself busy. And like I said, if you feel the urge to call him or text him, have a girlfriend on standby that knows that you're going to call or text her, or if you have guy friends, call and text him every time it happens so you don't call or text the guy. Second of all, make sure that you don't fall into the trap of just thinking about the good things of the relationship. Realize why the relationship ended, and it might help to make a list of, and I know that sounds very cut and dry and black and white, but a lot of times when a relationship ends, we tend to think about the good things about the relationship and totally dismiss all of the bad. We don't think about how we were fighting all the time, or how he was a totally jealous asshole and every time another guy looked at us, he wanted to fight him, or he was trying to belittle us because another guy was looking at him, or whatever the case may be. So you want to think about that. You don't just want to think about the good things, because that's what a lot of people tend to focus on when they break up. They tend to focus on, when they first met and everything was perfect, instead of what was actually happening in the relationship and why the relationship ended, especially if you're one of those couples that break up constantly and get back together. The other thing that you want to realize is you don't just want to focus on what you had hoped would happen in the relationship. That's another thing that a lot of people, when a relationship ends, they go, oh, but we were going to get married and we were going to have, 2.5 kids, and I don't know how you can have a half a kid, but whatever. We were going to get married and we were going to have kids, and, we were going to grow old together and our life was going to be perfect. No, it wasn't. And that's the hard thing. You're letting go. You're not just letting go of the relationship. You're letting go of the dreams that you had with this person. And they weren't just with this person, but they were the dreams that you had for yourself. And you have to realize that those dreams are still out there. They're just not with this person anymore. And that's because this person wasn't right for you. So when you break up, realize that the dreams are still there, but you want to have them with the right person, and you don't want to just settle and make anyone fit that mold just for the sake of making this dream come true. Because the truth is, you would probably end up divorced or very unhappy if you did end up marrying this person. If you're having problems now, or even if you are married and you got divorced, yes, you're kissing those dreams goodbye, but they weren't the dreams that you wanted anyway, because you're not happy. And you don't just want to live with someone and be unhappy. You want to live and have the best life for you and your partner. So make sure that the person that you're with is right. And if you're breaking up or if you're getting divorced or whatever the case may be, then realize that the relationship wasn't right, and you want to find someone that you can make happy and that can make you happy. And the first thing you have to answer when you are trying to find that out or figure that out is, what makes me happy and what didn't make me happy about that person? Which leads me to my next little piece of information or advice. Don't just jump into another relationship. I know one of the big phrases is, the quickest way to get over someone is to get under someone new. Get over someone old is to get under someone new. And yeah, that might be great, might boost your self-esteem and make you feel wonderful. And it's great to flirt, it's great to do all that. But there are a couple pitfalls with that, and you can read about it in my book, Why Am I Still Single? There's a particular chapter called The Serial Dater, and that discusses that. What happens when you jump into another relationship right after you just get out of one is, it's great at first because it gives you that. You don't have to feel lonely anymore, and you don't go through all the downtime of, oh, I'm not going to have anyone to celebrate Christmas with or the holidays with or to eat dinner with, and I still have someone to hold my hand and make me feel beautiful, and I don't have to be alone, which is a big thing that people are afraid of. But what you also do is you keep repeating the same mistakes. When you break up with someone, you need to take some time to be by yourself and figure out what went wrong with the relationship. Because if you don't, you just end up repeating the same mistakes with different people. Why did the relationship end? What were you doing? What did he do that you didn't like? What did you do that he didn't like? Were you smothering him? Was he, like I said, jealous? Or did you lose yourself in the relationship? Did you become one of the other women in this book and like the chameleon, and you just totally lost yourself in him? And you need to figure out what you're doing and what mistakes you're making so you don't keep repeating them. And unless you take some time after a relationship, and I'm not talking 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm talking, a couple months. You need to give yourself that time to grieve the loss of the relationship and realize what went wrong, and take time to find yourself again. Because that's one of the things that a lot of people do in a relationship, is they tend to lose themselves. And you need to find yourself and realize who you are. If you're looking to find someone so that you can be complete and find your other half, you're not going to be happy. You have to be whole when you go into a relationship. You have to be complete. Most people say that they find themselves, or when they stop looking, that's when they found the person that they spend the rest of their life with. There's a reason for that. It's because they worked on themselves. They found what made themselves happy. And that's one of the biggest questions. If you stop and say, what makes you happy? If you can't answer that, you can't expect someone else to make you happy. If you're looking for someone else to make you happy, but you don't know what makes you happy, how can they? So what you need to do after a breakup is you need to find yourself. You need to find, okay, I hate hiking, even though my ex-boyfriend loved it. Or I love to go to the opera, or I hate the opera, or I really, really love to sit home on Sundays and have lazy Sundays, or whatever it may be. You need to find out who you are and what you like, and know that that's okay. And you need to find someone that fits with you. Same goes for your goals. Whether it's you know, you're driven to make a lot of money, or you're driven to have a big family, or you want kids, or you don't want kids, or whatever. You need to know these things about yourself, and you need to be comfortable and happy with yourself. If you're not happy with yourself when you're alone, you're not going to be happy with yourself when you're with someone, because inherently you're not happy with yourself. So you're never going to be happy with someone else. So you need to take that time when you break up with someone to find out what makes you happy. And then once you're happy with yourself, you won't care if you find someone else, because you're going to be content being by yourself. And that will make you, in essence, a better partner when you do find someone, because you're going to be looking for someone to enhance your life, not fulfill it and complete it. And then you can go together and be better for each other. So that's my advice for today. Please remember, check out my book, Why Am I Still Single? A tough love book for single women. And if you're out there and going through a breakup, don't worry, you have made it through this before and you will make it through it again. You don't have to worry if a guy tells you that you can't function without me, you can't succeed without me. Like I just said, you've done it before and you will do it again. And you will make it through this and you'll find someone else. You just have to find yourself first. Thanks.